Good evening. Welcome to another live with Army Reenlistment. I know you guys are excited because you got a 2-for-1 this week. Tonight we have 10th Mountain Division on with us. We got Sergeant Major Trinas, who is the Division Command Sergeant Major, and then Master Sergeant Bachman, who is the Retention Command Career Counselor. We got a 2-for-1 this week. So we're gonna start off with having a little introduction. Sergeant Major Trinas, can you give us who you are and where you are? A little bit about yourself.
Mario Trinas, Mountain Tough. I'm here at Fort Drum, New York. I'm obviously the Command Sergeant Major at 10th Mountain Division. Been here for about a year. Infantryman through and through, about 30 years in the Army. I was going to wear my cool 10th Mountain Division swag, but this is all I own. As you can see, Master Sergeant Major Bachman really is wearing his. I'm going to do push-ups after this. I promise you. But anyway, here at the 10th Mountain Division, 30-year career as an infantryman, and just loving it every day. Only regret is that I don't have another 30 years. Bachman.
Well, we're so happy that you're here, Sergeant Major. Thank you so much for joining us. Sergeant Major Bachman, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, first and foremost, thanks for having us on tonight. Sergeant Major, thanks for giving us your time coming on. You can hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Sergeant Bachman, been at the 10th Mountain Division about 7 months now. Graduated the academy back in June. Excited to be part of the 10th Mountain team. Been in the Army just over 22 years. As a counselor, 15 going on 16 years. So I leave, breathe, and sleep retention. Married, 3 kids, and I enjoy being part of the 10th Mountain Division. It's a great division. It is the greatest division, 82nd and 101st. And 3rd ID, I'm calling you out. We're coming for you, just so you know. But back to you, Sam.
All right. Well, welcome everybody. Man, I hope some of your battle buddies are watching this because they're going to have some big shoes to fill, I feel like. So let's start off with a couple questions. So one of the questions that everybody wants to know, like, why is 10th Mountain Division the best division? Why?
All right. I'll start that question. So, I mean, the way I put it, and I know I joke a lot about it, but if you want to be part of an average organization, I mean, it's not going to be 10th Mountain Division, that's for sure. Hey, we are the only mountain division in the United States Army. Maybe our folks up in Alaska that have some of the qualifications of what we do. So that's first and foremost. We are the most deployed division in the United States Army. That is a fact. We are currently the only division deployed to Afghanistan. As a matter of fact, we are what's called plant the flag in Afghanistan, which is quite the mark. Very first folks to go into Afghanistan in the beginning, and we're still there, and more than likely we'll be the very last folks to leave Afghanistan, and that's just a mark of the excellence of what 10th Mountain Division is all about. As a matter of fact, as a little point here, today is the anniversary of Operation Anaconda, which was the first action by conventional units in Afghanistan about 19 years ago. Next year will be the 20th anniversary. So it tells you who we are. We're a premier light infantry division. We are focused on, obviously, operations in cold weather, even though we still have folks down at Fort Polk, one of our 3rd brigades down there, part of the 10th Mountain Division, but they're obviously part of what we do. So really that's some of the pieces that make us as a absolute awesome place. And then the other part of this is, look, we like to refer ourselves as the blue collar division, and you can see Sergeant Major Bachman's got his blue shirt on. So hey, We don't need to jump out of airplanes. We don't need helicopters. We have them. We have our cab. We're very proud of our aviators in the division, but we don't need them. To tell you the truth, we don't need Humvees and FMTVs and JLTVs and all the other myriad of vehicles that we have out there. All we need is really a pair of boots, a rucksack, and a weapon system. We will go anywhere in the world. And that's the attitude. That's that mountain tough attitude that we bring, and that sisterhood and brotherhood of who we are here at 10th Mountain Division. But I'll let Bachman, he might have some great points as well, please.
Man, how do I follow that, Sergeant Major? I will say I started my career here back in 1998, graduated AIT, and this was my first installation, was part of 10th DISCOM. I wasn't scheduled to come back to 10th Mountain Division after the academy. I was supposed to go to 1ID, but let me tell you, I couldn't be happier, more pleased than to be part of this team. 10th Mountain Division, it's definitely different. When people think about 10th Mountain, they think about snow and they think about how cold it is, but people fail to realize that that's just the negative side of it. There's so much the North Country has to offer, not just to our soldiers, but to their families. We have Canada 30 minutes going up north. We have New York City 4 hours away. We have Niagara Falls about 4.5 hours away. Boston, that's about 5 hours away. So it's a great location. People, they always tend to hone in on the negative, being that it's cold. And does it get cold? Absolutely. Is there a lot of snow? Absolutely. But there's a flip side to that. You can go snowshoeing, snowboarding, snowmobiling, and part of that being in the 10th Mountain Division, doing the ruck marches in the cold. If you follow the 10th Mountain page, you'll see our soldiers out there, even when it's negative 10 degrees, they're still rucking, and it's part of that training mentality and the mountain tough mentality that we have here at this great division. And I'm very proud to be part of it. And Sergeant Major, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
You bring up great points, both of you. You're making me hungry to want to come there. But you brought up family, Sergeant Major. And so I wanted to ask you, that leads us into one of our questions, so during the retention process, what does 10th Mountain offer for the families and the soldiers during that process?
So I think one of the greatest things, if you look across a lot of the other places, and this is not pointing fingers at other installations, divisions, but we all have our issues across the entire enterprise. But when you think about 10th Mountain Division, for example, housing, I got to tell you, I have lived in housing over the last 20 years, and some of the best housing in any installation is here at 10th Mountain Division. And most places you go to, you have to worry about where you're going to live. Are you eligible for housing? I think we have about a 98% reliability that once you come to 10th Mountain Division, you're going to get housing, and you're going to get some actually fairly new places to live in. So that's one of the things we offer. It's a really close community. And unlike some of the other installations where you can get lost in, to tell you the truth, because they're so massive and there's so much going on in so many organizations, here at 10th Mountain Division, it's us. It's the 10th Mountain Division. We have some awesome partners in MEDAC and a couple of other folks in the 91st MPs that we love. But for the most part, it's just really close, tight-knit, family-type place. And the same thing with the community. The community outside, I know there'll be a lot of folks that will say something about Watertown and how Watertown's not the greatest of town. I tell you, I love that place. In Sackett Harbor and the entire Thousand Islands area is just an amazing community place to live in. And it's wholesome, to tell you the truth. Both my daughters, I've had a 15-year-old, now 16, actually, sorry, she just turned 16 this weekend, and a 19-year-old that actually happens to be at West Point. Nice. They both, so they both went to school here 10 years ago. This was my first duty station as a sergeant major, and they both attend the local schools. And just, again, great community, great schools, small town environment. with access to the big places. So I think that's some of the stuff that you can see about what we have here. We've been doing a lot of initiatives too to really improve our facilities through our AAFES partners. So to provide the things that folks need in the installation. So as a matter of fact, we're increasing PX hours, we're increasing shop-at hours, and the benefits to be part of this. Working diligently, obviously, with everybody talks about the COVID piece to make it a safe environment. Of most installations, to tell you the truth, the 10th Mountain Division in Fort Drum had the smallest rates of infection across the entire enterprise. That's a fact. So that's what we offer. Great schools, great environment, a great community. Bachman?
In some range, I think between me and you, we've pretty much hit all the great points. I would say if you like fishing, hiking, canoeing, skiing, it's an outdoors man's, woman's paradise up here. I mean, it truly is. From the mountains 2 hours away to, like you said, Alexandria Bay, it's a tourist attraction. Great small little mom and pop eatery places to go out and enjoy. All around 10th Mountain. You got to get past the snow, you got to get past the cold, and you got to look at the bigger picture. If you can do that and you come up here, you will enjoy your time, not only in the division, but like Sarma just said, the surrounding communities. They support us 100%. They're great partners for sure.
I've heard that 10th Mountain was definitely a hidden gem, so that's pretty cool to hear.
What place for PT can you go out, do about a couple mile run, put on your snowshoes, snowshoe a few, whatever distance you want to go, really awesome snowshoeing, and then transition to skis and make it back to your, your units. That's what I do for PT. It's not PT. It's really, I'm perpetrating a fraud because I'm just having fun out there. And that's what we do out here. If you want to, does this 10th, and I'm always a realist. Do we have some stuff that's probably not great? Does it kind of, in lack of better words, hurt in the morning to get out of bed and have to shovel snow on your driveway in your car, which I have to? Sure. I did it this morning. I had to shovel snow so my dogs could go out and pee. Yeah, hey, every installation is going to have those things, but overall, this is a place that if you want to have a good time, if you want to make it a good place to be at, hey, it's a good installation. Yeah, so it's about in that realm. That's what I can tell you. Bachman hit it. Yeah, outdoors paradise for sure.
That's awesome. Yeah, definitely know from being or growing up in a colder climate. You got to get outside to do some things for sure. And every duty station always has their issues, but it's what you make of it.
Hey, and one thing I wanted to say, because we can't forget about our 3rd Brigade down at Fort Polk, right? So a lot of people think they're stationed at Fort Polk. They're actually not stationed at Fort Polk.
Wow.
What they are, they're an open-ended deployment to JRTC. They went down there in rotation, and they've been there for a long time. But I tell you, it doesn't matter if they're here or if they're at JRTC. They're 10th Mountain. They're mountain tough.
Yep.
I'm getting ready to go there on Friday. I'll be there for a few days, and then I'm returning back for all of April as they actually do a rotation at JRTC. And I tell you, I love our 3rd Brigade, and they're as mountain tough as we are. Because, the 10th Mountain song says, we will go anywhere in the heat of summer or the cold of snow. And that's exactly right. We hit them both. We have Fort Drum and we have Fort Polk. So we got it both covered.
They got hit with snow recently, though. My unit just came back from JRTC. They were not happy.
I know. I tell you, that inch they got just really tore it down.
That was pretty much what it was.
We have 3 feet in my backyard, and it melted this weekend. So and it's still at 3 feet. So no, it's awesome. I tell you, it doesn't get any better. Hey, the opposite part of this, though, is that maybe it snows and it's a little cold in the winter, but I'm telling you, the summers up here are fantastic. Low humidity, beautiful place. Every pretty much every weekend, me and my family are in the backyard, got the fireplace going, and we're just enjoying ourselves back there. And it's unbelievable. It's really nice.
I know somebody had mentioned Canada. I think it was Sergeant Bachman. So I just got to know, are we allowed to go to Canada if we
Currently,
have a
no.
passport? Oh, okay. I
Currently,
didn't think so.
yeah. So currently closed because of COVID. Hear me?
Oh, we lost you.
Oh yeah,
Major.
you can hear me
there
now.
you are.
All right.
Yep.
So I currently we can't go, but I think things are going to change here rapidly as the vaccines start to come online. And I foresee that by this summer, I think things will normalize. But I got to tell you, if you can go, we're within an hour, maybe not even 40 minutes from the Canadian border. Half hour to get there, and then you got was it Kingston, and you got a couple of big cities not too far away that are pretty awesome. So for example, for me, I'm a Portuguese. Came from Portugal when I was 16 years old. My mother was American, father was Portuguese. So I'm always searching for Portuguese restaurants. Go up to Ottawa, about an hour and 15-minute drive from here, and I got what I want. So that's the kind of environment you got here. So
Okay.
pretty awesome.
We do have a live question that I wanted to throw up. So to you, Sergeant Major, what initiatives are you implanting to ensure people first compliance? This is from Jennifer Eberhardt.
So yeah, so that is a great question, to tell you the truth. So and here's the bottom line. So when we looked at people first, I had to look at, hey, does people first mean we're just going to stop training, taking care of folks? Now, at the end of the day, we have a mission in the United States Army. That's to protect our country and protect the Constitution of the United States of America. So we have to maintain that. But it also means that we really have to invest in our people. And I'll just give you an example. Our LPD process, our leader professional development that we implemented, really ties into TIMS, the This Is My Squad, and People First initiative. And part of that is, how do we build trust first and foremost with our soldiers? And we build trust with our soldiers by knowing them, by investing in them, and really getting after this people first idea, right? And then two is the quality of life. And that is really where we invest on people first. So the quality of life is, what do our barracks look like, for example? So one of the initiatives we started at 10th Mountain Division is, I don't want soldiers to sleep in the barracks. I want soldiers to live in the barracks. So this is my home. So really incentivizing soldiers to turn their barracks into their rooms, their barracks rooms into their home. And really, it's also demanding and making leaders accountable, for example. So, as a parent, I make my daughter's rooms the best possible place, the best home for them. I want it, I want them to be comfortable. I want them to feel safe. Right. I need to do the same thing to my soldiers. So that means that when a soldier arrives at Fort Drum and goes into his room, hey, you know what? It looks just like what I got when I went to housing. It's painted, it's clean, everything functions and it's right. And we're going to make that the best possible place for them. Washers and dryers work. It's a safe environment to be part of. So that's that investment of people first. It's also about our AFEs. It's about our MWR. It's about our commissary, right? Making those facilities top-notch best. It's about our dining facilities. So we are doing things like basically you can put your order in through to the dining facility, and then you can go pick it up. And if you don't want to eat it right away, you can bring it to your room, put it in your refrigerator. But we call it meal prep, and it's basically ready for you. So any soldier can go and grab and ask, and we keep expanding the menu of meal prep. Started small with about 4 different. Now we're expanding to 10 and more. And then turning all our dining facilities into really restaurants with a mountain lodge theme to them, right? I want soldiers to go in there and go to a kind of a college type environment where you can get whatever you want to eat, not the old stuff. And I have to, Bachman, I have to talk. So I always talk about the grilled cheese, right? I said, don't be stuck on grilled cheese. And this really goes to People First initiative. So when I first came in the Army 30 years ago, and the first time I went in a dining facility, I went to the short order, and they had a grilled cheese. It's really just 2 pieces of white bread, I think it was bread, and they had this yellow substance called, they said it was cheese, right? And it was a grilled cheese, and it had a little sogginess to it, but it's still crispiness because it'd been sitting under that yellow lamp for quite some time.
Baking.
And I ate it, and it was awesome. It was delicious. It was like the best grilled cheese I ever had.
You were probably hungry.
I was. But here's the crazy part. 2 days ago, I went to, you guys have me?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
2 days ago, sorry, sometimes I think I lost you, but 2 days ago, I went to the dining facility, and I went to the short order. Guess what they had?
Grilled
The
cheese.
grilled cheese.
Same grilled cheese. It's the same grilled cheese. So what I'm saying is, I don't want 2 pieces of crappy white bread and yellow substance. I want artisan bread with like Gouda in the middle and prosciutto, you know? I want, let's get off the grilled
You
cheese.
want the real thing.
That's
the real
right.
Let's
thing.
adult it.
That's the same thing about People First. I want to say, hey, let's not get stuck on how we've always done things, right? But let's really look at how can we improve facilities? How can we improve our rooms in our barracks? How can we improve our dining facilities? So really that's that full drive to People First. And then the last piece here, not to keep going on this thing, is it's also about predictability. And we have long discussions here at Division about, hey, none of this last minute, hey, you're on CQ today, man. Or
The worst. Nope, we lost you again. Nope.
all right, I got you back. Sorry, sometimes
good.
it goes away. So it's the predictability piece. So having predictability for soldiers that they know at least 6 to 8 weeks ahead that, hey, here's
That's
what
amazing.
I'm going to do. Here's what's coming. And we're not having these last minute tasking. So working really hard. I mean, and that's a systems piece, and that's constantly in evolution. But coming even from 18 Airborne Corps and from General Kurilla and Sergeant Major Holland down to all of us, and really investing in 10th Mountain is saying, hey, let's get predictability. Let's not play this game that every day is an adventure and I don't know what's going to happen. And I think that's very, very important. It's very important for retention. Because if you come to the 10th Mountain Division, you're going to do this. You might deploy at this time. You're going to come back at this time. And here's what your life looks like. I think that's extremely important. And that is investing in People First. Sorry,
Yeah,
long
for
answer.
sure.
I get excited about it.
It's great, Sergeant Major. It's great to hear the things that you guys are doing, and maybe some of the other divisions. I'm not trying to call anybody out, but maybe they'll look at your incentive plan and what you're trying to do there. Maybe they'll start to emulate it. Because I'm not gonna lie, I walk into DFAC and I see the same stuff happening.
I tell you another piece that we're investing heavily in Bachman. I mean, he's my check to say I'm not just doing a bunch of BS here, but we're investing a lot on sponsorship. Okay, so we have a system of sponsorship. We sign into a website, and here's your sponsor, and that's all cool. Check the mark stuff, right? That's all great. Like saying, hey, the statistics look great, and the Excel spreadsheet is good to go. However, does it equate to reality that when I arrive in this installation, somebody is going to get hold of me and show me and help me and establish me the right way, from the youngest of soldiers, first duty station, to some of the most senior folks that come in here and potentially need some help. And that's what we're investing on. So that from the time you arrive in 10th Mountain Division, we're going to wrap our hands around you, not just you, but your family, and say, hey, here's who we are. And then not just, sponsor you for until you fully in process, but a long-term sponsorship, a long-term connection. So we're really trying to invest and get that exactly right so that soldiers know. Example, when a soldier arrives here, I'm telling most of the leadership, hey, do me a favor, call their parents, call their mom or dad, brother or sister, let them know they're good to go, because that's ownership, and that is sponsorship in my mind, saying, hey, that soldier belongs to me, and I'm going to take care of her or him, and I'm going to make sure they're taken care of. They're getting a good room, a good place to live. They got a good dining facility, all the things we're talking. Again, people first. I get excited about this.
So I have another live question for you, Sergeant Major. So someone wants to know, what are some of the incentives for soldiers electing to stay 10th Mountain?
Okay. So this is a big one, and then I'll definitely let Bachman get after it. But so a lot of soldiers want to stay, and a lot of it is for schooling type purposes. So I'm guaranteeing you that I will get you in about your school of choice. And I know Bachman's like, oh God, this is going to be, oh, stop it. No, I will. We will do everything in my power. So I give you an example. I had a soldier reach out to me on Instagram. By the way, I'm verified on Instagram.
He's famous, you guys.
7. I am. I am. I'm an influencer. So, but anyway, I had a soldier reach out to me, said he wanted to go to Ranger School, but he only had about 11 months left. Policy is you have to have 12 months. You know what? We killed all the barriers. I brought him in here this morning, said, meet me at division headquarters at 9, took him to the schools, folks. He's going to Ranger School. So that's the thing. And the same thing for reenlistment. You want to go to Air Assault School? We have our own Air Assault School, currently running one every quarter. Here pretty soon, I really want to bring it up to 10 classes a year, which will get a lot of folks through. You want to go to mountaineering school. You want to go to up to Vermont, Ethan Allen, and do the climbing both winter and summer. We're going to send you there. As a matter of fact, starting an initiative that every single squad in 10th Mountain Division will have at least one soldier in that squad qualified on whether it is the Arctic Warfare School up in Alaska, Ethan Allen, or even out in Wisconsin, there's another school. We're going to send you to these schools. So any soldier that wants to reenlist, stay here. We're going to do that for you. And then the other incentive is, a lot of soldiers want to deploy. A lot of soldiers want to get into that deployment cycle. 10th Mountain, we are currently the plant the flag. Potentially, we might become a little bit broader than that. Can't really talk too much about it, but let's just say we will deploy.
You guys stay busy.
We stay busy. The sun never sets on the 10th Mountain Division. It doesn't. From our sustainers to our MPs to our brigades, combat brigades in Afghanistan, in Kuwait, in Qatar, you name it. We're all over the place. So awesome. That's really what I can offer them. In beautiful winters.
The snow is beautiful, especially after that first snowfall. I'll tell you that. We have another one. I think he's a little bit of a fan of yours. So Matt Savage asked, CSM, are we going to get another outtake video on Twitter soon? Your transparency is awesome. I agree. Your transparency is great, Sergeant Major.
Absolutely. So, I'll keep being me. So the funny thing, I was honestly not as old Sergeant Majors, was not a big social media kind of individual, didn't have a huge presence on it until I went to Cadet Command. And then when I went to Cadet Command, and it's a huge enterprise of about 400,000 individuals from junior ROTC to senior ROTC to Fort Knox and all those folks. I started on Instagram, and it is just a great way to communicate. And then, as I was doing that, I'm doing these posts like, hey, this is Sergeant Major Torina. So this kind of the scripted thing, and then I said, this is not working for me. So I just did what I do best and said, hey, here's who I am. If there's something that's not right, be transparent, admit it, find out all the facts, and go out on the platform and say, hey, here's what's going on, and here's how I'm going to fix it. And it's in what I tell folks is, what you see is what you get. There's no ulterior or crafted motives or some kind of weird stuff going on. It's, hey, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'll answer everything you talk to me about. I know Bachman knows that, because just about every single Sergeant Major gets a phone call from me that, hey, I have this soldier reaching out or that soldier reaching out, and we're going to take care of issues. So definitely will get some more. But I know I'm on Twitter, but really Instagram. That's where I
Instagram.
reside.
Apparently, that's where
I'm
it's at. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have
Yeah.
an Instagram. I don't understand it, but
No,
I know. Mind blown.
Today, Climb
Rod
to Glory
Star
7
Major.
is the first person you'll follow.
Rod Star Major.
I love to see it though. I love seeing more of the leadership hopping on these social media platforms because let's be honest, sometimes we get these emails and these soldiers are not checking these emails or they're not reading them, but they're always on their phone. So they're going to see these Instagrams and Twitters. So I love it.
I think the biggest thing too, and as an incentive of coming to Fort Drum, man, it's a platform where you can communicate to the highest of leadership, and we're listening, and we're looking at it, and we're reading it. To the chagrin of my wife, who, when I come home, says, "Serious, you're on your phone?" I was like, "Yes, I'm checking my Instagram." but we're listening, and it's a platform for us to talk back and forth. And it's not just me. Our brigade sergeant majors are doing the same. They're following the lead. Our battalion sergeant majors are doing the same. And it's kind of, this flattening of communications where we can just quickly find issues, fix issues. And then sometimes we can also tell him like, hey, look, I got it, but here's reality. Welcome to the United States Army. Oh.
Oh. No, I agree. We got another one from Joel Nunez again. Does 10th Mountain have an initiative that targets junior leader development, especially those young sergeants and lieutenants?
No, absolutely. So what I've done a lot is I've invested in leader professional development, starting 2 levels down. And then what I'm doing very, very quickly now is to push that down to the lowest of levels. So what I want is platoon sergeants to be heavily invested on those junior leaders, on those sergeants, professionally developing them, counseling them the right way. So we completely changed our counseling format to where we now talk, instead of the old 48-56, here's what you did good, here's what you did bad, and then here's how you improve. That was it. Well, what we did is we talk about personal, professional, and more important, we talk about goals and outcomes. And it's a thing that has to be done every month, really, to look at how can we develop these junior leaders for success, and then also investing on the schooling piece of it. That's why we have our light fighter school that does everything from marksmanship, Arctic warfare, survival, our ranger school in pre-ranger courses to air assault. And that's how we're investing heavily on these folks. From the very top, starting with me, making myself accountable, and then continuously going down all the way to the sergeant and that young platoon leader to get developed and ready to go.
Awesome.
So Master Sergeant Bachman, so we get these questions sometimes in our inbox about soldiers wanting to understand the bonus message. So I noticed that there is some 10th Mountain specific stuff on the SRB. Could you elaborate on that a little bit?
Absolutely. So it targets our 11 Bravo infantryman population. So those that are currently part of the 10th Mountain Division and re-enlist to stay here, and re-enlist for current station stabilization, they're eligible for that bonus. And I believe it's a tier 7 right now. And it is even for those individuals that are in another division that would like to come to be in the best division the Army has, and the greatest division. If they re-enlist to come here to 10th Mountain, they're 11 Bravos, they will also get that bonus. And like Sergeant Major said, we offer a plethora of different schools. We also have the education incentive. So those soldiers that re-enlist either Echo 1, regular Army, or current state stabilization, they're able to attend school based off of their cycle. If they're getting ready to go to JRT or JRTC or something, that's going to take precedence at first, but we'll catch them on the back end to make sure that they're able to attend college courses. And I was corrected. It's actually a tier 6 stabilization. So Nikki Palmer, she's one of our great career counselors here in the 10th Mountain. And if you reach out to half the counselors on the installation, they were here before, and they've all have come back. We have a lot that go to Korea, Kuwait, turn around, come right back. And it's because it is a hidden gem up here. It truly, truly is. And again, get past the 3 feet of snow. I mean, Sergeant Major's not kidding. I have a little Yorkie. I have to go shovel the snow before she goes to the bathroom in the mornings, because otherwise she'll just sink in and you won't see her. So all kidding aside, we get a lot of snow, but the difference here, they're prepared for it. The roads stay clear. So far we're in March. We've had one snow day. So we do get snow days here at the 10th Mountain Division. So a 4-day turned into a 5-day, which was great. But get past the snow, get past the cold, look at what the North Country has to offer. Sergeant Major is transparent. If you're not following him on Facebook or Instagram, telling you follow, because you get what you get. You hear what, I mean, he is 100% honest, very, very transparent. I can tell you from the sponsorship program, I know personally he's called a private's mom and dad to say, hey, we've arrived. Your daughter has arrived here. She's taken care of. And he's very, very big on the sponsorship piece. He's really, really big on the barracks piece. Again, if you follow him, there's no sugarcoating it. Very transparent. And what I appreciate about what he does with the Instagram, because how often does that private or that specialist have the ear of the DCSM?
Right.
Rarely ever. It doesn't happen. But even the Sergeant Major just reached out to me saying, hey, I got this kid that'll re-enlist if you can go to air assault school. So we checked into it. He wasn't in the re-enlistment window, but guess what? Sergeant Major still made sure he was able to attend air assault school. It goes back to people first and taking care of what they want as well.
So I don't know who's more like entertaining for me to watch on Instagram. It's between Climb to Glory 7 or the SMA. I don't know. It's a battle right now. So
no, I think the SMA has gotten me beat. Believe me. Yeah. So
I don't know, Sergeant Major. I'm starting to kind of feel after hearing you talk. I feel like you miss your calling as a career counselor. I really do. Like you.
Yeah. Well, no, my wife says I have the art of gab. So
hey, you know what? Sometimes you have to as career counselors, because sometimes soldiers just want to talk and just to know that they can be heard. And that's the biggest thing. They just want to be heard sometimes. And then they'll be like, I'll sign wherever you want me to, Sergeant. Like, let's do this. But I talked to them for an hour about life and having nothing to do with retention. And then they're ready to do it.
Roger that.
We got another question that I wanted to pop up from Tolo Baseji. CSM, has the 10th Mountain implemented any recommendations from the Fort Hood Independent Review Committee, or how did the division address the release of the independent review to their soldiers?
Yeah, that is an absolute awesome question, and I got to kind of give a background to obviously the report came out, we read the report, we went through it. And when I looked at the report, there's a lot of emotions that go through. It's a difficult subject. It's some difficult things that happened. And when I looked at it, I thought to myself, what emotion? And it scared me. That's exactly what it did for me, because all of a sudden I'm starting to think, what am I missing? So it didn't scare me professionally. It scared me. What am I not seeing? What are we not doing in the division? And absolutely start digging into it. And then the analogy I came up with, to tell you the truth, was the garage door. So my wife constantly gets irritated at me because I forget to close the garage door. I come home and I don't close it, and I leave in the morning and I don't close it, and she gets really upset at me, right? So I get nasty text and phone calls. But what do you do at night before you go to sleep in your house? You check all the doors, you close all the stuff that's open, lock everything, close the windows, all that. So, do I not care about my family that I would forget the garage door because I'm leaving it open? So why am I doing that? So I'm doing that because I'm distracted. I'm distracted with the 1,000 things going on in the division and all the stuff that we do in our daily lives. And there's a lot going on. So you become distracted and you don't close that garage door, right? Again, as the Fort Hood report comes out and I start thinking of that, the analogy is what am I not paying attention to? What doors am I not closing in order to make sure that we're doing the right things and we don't have those types of incidents? If we're for a second think that we're any different than Fort Hood and any others, this installation is completely different from Fort Hood, then I think we're a little bit naive. We all have to improve our systems and what we're doing. And then the other part of the closed door analogy is, I don't close I live on post. My house is next to the division commander's house. No one's going to come into my garage. Who's going to come in my house? Seriously.
Oh, don't challenge somebody, Sergeant Major. Don't.
Hey, yeah.
No. So that's the question there. Or are they? What I do have is I have a false sense of security that everything is beautiful, pink unicorns and butterflies and Fort Drum, and we're all awesome and nothing's, we're not those folks. But that's a false sense of security. So we have took a really deep dive into it. We've absolutely looked at every single recommendation. We went through, we mandated right off the back, and it really wasn't a gut reaction, but it was, let's do this, to have down to every single level in the entire installation, to have a discussion about the report, to have sensing sessions about the report. We've instituted Foundational Day training. Foundational Day training is to talk about who we are, how we know each other, to create that sense and even more of community in our squads. Really go at what the Sergeant Major of the Army is really about. TIMS, this is my squad. So not just sort of knowing your soldiers, but knowing them. Where are they from? Who are they? What's life at home like? Who are your parents? Who's your girlfriend? How's your husband? All those things. So we kind of know each other. I compare it with my battle buddy, Major General Minnis or General Funk. I know those folks inside out, and they know me too as well. So if there's a difference in how I'm behaving, they can quickly identify that. So those are some of the things we're really pushing pretty hard in looking at the Fort Hood report. There's going to be more coming out. And some more recommendations. I tell you, one of the big ones coming out is that predictability that I talked about. We must create predictability in our soldiers. We must create trust. We're talking about our professional development and the trust piece. That is directly related to Fort Hood, because we read in there that soldiers are losing trust in their leadership. And they're losing trust in leadership, honestly, because of lack of transparency, because of lack of absolute candor and honesty sometimes. So how do we create that, and being a no-kidding driven effort at our leader professional development to start that? I'll give it, tomorrow I'm doing an LPD. I do an LPD with every battalion, Sergeant Major, Ops Sergeant Major, and First Sergeants do it every Tuesday and every Thursday. And it's done during PT. So tomorrow they'll meet me here at 6 in the morning, and we'll go for a walk, a foot march, and that's when we discuss these things. And a lot of it to do with the Fort Hood, the drive towards barracks and safety inside the barracks is a direct reflection of that as well. So you can see we're doing 1,000 things to get and address it, but at the end of the day, when I leave you, and for the direct piece of the question, what I don't want to do is I don't want to do what we've seen, which there's the Fort Hood report. We react to it, right? We have this reaction, and then we move on to the next thing. And what I've said from the beginning, and I know Bachman's heard me say this 1,000 times, we must create enduring systems that address the issue and continue to live on long past my tenure here. So we don't return back and have to re-engage again and have to go to the next, bad thing that happens. So what do we do? Yeah. I do have one last piece on the fort that has been revolutionary, and that is the missing soldier. So I got to tell you, and not to get too much into it, we just had one, and let me tell you, as soon as a soldier comes up missing, it's not that, soldier went AWOL. No, it is an all-out effort by every single entity in this installation to go and find that soldier, to a point where we had helicopters flying around. Wow. I absolutely, helicopters flying around to let's find him. And the only thing we want to know, we don't even care. It's just tell us positive confirmation, you're safe, you're okay, and then we can start working all the other issues. We've had a series of ever since that, we've had a series of soldiers that came up missing, and I tell you, all out effort. We find them, we get them to safety, we take care of them, and then we'll work all the other stuff later. But first and foremost, are they safe? That's priority number one. And we will not exhaust any effort. That's one of the things that honestly came out of the Fort Hood report.
That's awesome, Sergeant Major. I just wanted to give you got a shout out from the Command Career Counselor at ForceCom, Sergeant Major John Cavalier. Mount
Nice.
7, leaving from the front, great messaging, climb to glory. So, you
Awesome.
know, he's a former Towns Mountain person. So, yeah.
Love
so
it there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he's coming to see us next week. So I'm looking forward to seeing him.
Yeah.
We'll do a video and post it on Instagram.
There we go. There we go. Great information from both of you. So, Sergeant Major Bachman, I want to ask you. So we asked when 101st was on, are there any retention sergeant majors that you would like to call out to join us?
So you already
don't
had
have
101st.
to, no pressure. Yeah, we already had 101st.
You had 101st, so I'm gonna call out Sergeant Major Spencer, 3rd ID.
Okay.
Let's call out Adam Bartlett out of the 3rd ESC in Korea.
Okay.
Or 9th ESC, can't remember. And then 1 ID. Let's see 1 ID get on here. Sergeant Major Smith. I know he follows Facebook, so let's get him on here and talk about their locations. But
okay,
all of them have a target on their back.
We'll be reaching out. So we'll see. We'll see how they respond. Sorry, Major Quick. Here we go. Get them.
But I will say this. We 10th Mount are the first one where the DCS came on here to talk about this great division, and I haven't seen anybody else up here doing what he's doing, and I appreciate it, and it speaks volumes, Sergeant Major. It definitely does.
Hey,
it does.
I do want to call out. So Sergeant Major Blagsdell out of Alaska, if he doesn't come out here and come on the forum, I'll be pretty disappointed. So Phil, I hope you. I know you're going to see this because I'm going to make sure you see it. You got to come on.
So Sergeant Major Bartlett accepts your challenge. So here we go. Game time.
Yes, we definitely enjoyed having you on here, Sergeant Major. I can't get too excited about this show in 10th Mountain because our branch manager was on here yesterday. And like I told you before, I love Fort Bragg. But if I had to leave here, you might get me at 10th Mountain. So we'll see.
No, good.
Yeah.
Good. I've never been to Fort Bragg. I just never had a desire. I just such a small little post with just not a whole lot to offer. I'm just kidding.
Shame.
We're about to start fighting. I don't know what's happening right now. But no, thank you both so much. Is there anybody that you want to shout out that has really set the stage, set the example, or somebody like hardworking? Any of your NCOs or officers that work for you, that we like to do shout outs at the end of all of our shows to career counselors or soldiers or whatever. So we like to let our guests go first. So
go ahead, Bachman.
All right. So I'm just going to say that entire 10th Mountain retention team, they come to work every day and they bring it. They think outside the box. I have Sergeant Bates in one of the battalions. She's done a lemonade stand in the past. If you looked on our Facebook page last Friday, the Commando Dining Facility almost turned into a little club. They had a DJ going. All the counselors from each of the battalions were there supporting, speaking, breathing, putting out the message about retention and what we have to offer, not only at 10th Mountain, but what the Army has to offer to soldiers and their families. It's just everyone in the division is great. I couldn't ask for a better team. We're growing every day, professionally, personally, and we're getting stronger. And I warn 3rd ID, 101st, 82nd, we're coming for you, and we're going to pass you. It's coming.
Well, we heard it first here.
Prove me wrong. It's coming.
That's awesome. We definitely will. I have no doubt. I definitely wanted to give a shout out to all our food service providers here for our cooks, for lack of better words. in 10th Mountain Division. I tell you, I did a hamburger competition yesterday. I think I'm still full from that. I had like 7 hamburgers, for crying out loud. But I
Did
tell
you get
you,
a T-shirt, Sergeant Major?
yeah, it wouldn't fit by the end of the competition. But definitely wanted to give those folks a shout out. I tell you, starting with Sergeant Major Beatty up from the top here at Division and what he does to provide services for our division, and then the folks that are probably the first ones up in the morning and the last ones to go to bed at night to give those services to our division. I can't say enough about those folks. And then really a shout out to obviously Major General Menace, our division commander, who just got back from Afghanistan, and heck, he's still in quarantine and finishing up his quarantine. And then the day he finishes, heading down to see our 3rd Brigade when we travel down Friday morning. General Funk, our deputy commander, I tell you, a habitual offender of coming back to 10th Mountain Division. And a dedicated, another individual that just loves this place. As a matter of fact, my first job as a sergeant major, I was his operations sergeant major here at 10th Mountain Division in Triple Deuce, deeds, not words. So, a great place to be part of. And then just the entire team. I mean, I cannot thank, of course, our retention folks and our entire retention team, absolutely dedicated. And it's honestly, when you think about the difficult place that we are up here at 10th Mountain Division, and then our folks down at Polk, they do an amazing job. And we stay right up there on par with the rest of all other divisions. And that just shows the level of dedication and hard work that they put in every day. But I definitely would love to tell you, hey, 10th Mountain Division is an awesome place. It is by far one of the best duty stations I've ever had. And I'm not telling you that because I went to Korea 4 times. I'm just telling you, it is an awesome. I love it here. And if this is the last, if this is, there we go. If this is the last, my last duty station before I depart the Army, I couldn't be luckier. So please join us. And like I said in the video that I put out for retention, I can guarantee you this: if you condemn 10th Mountain Division, you're going to be part of an awesome sisterhood and brotherhood. We will treat you with dignity and respect that every single soldier deserves. We're going to give you a good place to live. We're going to give you a good meal, and we'll make sure that you walk a whole lot of miles with a rucksack on your back. But it will be rewarding. So thanks for having me on the show. Absolutely, happy to be on it.
We're happy to be here. Shantae, did you have anybody you wanted to shout out this week?
Well, let's see. Earlier in the chat, we had Matt Quick pop up. He is another guy who's all about 10th Mountain. I've had to tell him to shh about 10th Mountain before, but I want to shout him out because he's the creator of this platform, of this Army reenlistment. So without him and his years of dedication to this platform, we wouldn't be able to bring people on like this. So shout out to Matt Quick. And that's it for me.
All right. And I got a shout out. Well, Shantae, you kind of stole my thunder, so I'm a little in my feelings. But I wanted to shout out my entire Army reenlistment team, because without you guys, we wouldn't be where we are today. So thank you for that. And one other person, or 2 other people, Sergeant First Class Maggie Belon and Sergeant Minear. So these are 2 counselors. They're both career counselors. They're both at JBLM. They've had some tough situations and they've always overcome, and they're doing great things. So I just wanted to shout them out and tell them to keep doing it, because we see you. So other than that, if we have nothing else, thank you all for tuning in. Tune in next Tuesday. We will have another show coming at you live at 6 p.m. And I hope everybody has an amazing night. Thank you again for joining us tonight. 10th Mountain, you guys were great. It was entertaining and very informative. Sergeant Major, we'll talk soon.
Definitely.
Okay?
Absolutely. Climb to glory now.
All
right.
Sergeant Major.
Good
Appreciate
night.
Have a great night.
Bye-bye.